Thank you, Clive, for the work that you do and the support that you provide to the young entrepreneurs in Sophiatown, in Gauteng, in South Africa. The work that you do, it goes beyond just the country. It goes to the region, and it goes to the world. We are in a few years' time, if not already happening, some of these entrepreneurs and young business people, we will see them breaking the ground in other countries, neighboring countries, and in the countries in the region and in the world. So thank you very much for the work that you do. I'm going to invite the person who's going to hand over the first award, which is the Best Emerging Entrepreneur Award. I would like to invite Ms. Sandra Bemester to come to the stage. Sandra is a founding member of the Landelani Group, formed in 1996 as an executive search and leadership development firm, and now one of the most successful diversified professional services firms on the continent. A level 1 triple BEE contributor, Landelani just announced their merger with N2 Growth to form N2 Growth Africa. Sandra, welcome.
There were three things that the judges agreed on in our process this year. The first is that Bizcre8 is exceptional, and once again this year, the entrepreneurs that we met and saw and had the privilege and pleasure of engaging with were really a cut above and absolutely exceptional. Yes, I would do that. The second thing that we agreed on, AJ and myself were back again for our second round, is that we'd love to come back again next year, please. We had that much fun, so please invite us again. And I think the third thing was that it was a real privilege to meet the youngsters, both this year and last year. Without further ado, the Best Emerging Green Entrepreneur. This award goes to an entrepreneur who's joined the program with an idea that has evolved into a high-potential green business concept which demonstrates potential for early market penetration and is unique in its approach to meeting a current sustainability gap or need. The finalists that we met were Lenisha Pillai from Renovar Solutions, Tsepo Monkwele, Eco Invaders, Panesta Chala, Women Can Do Science, you got to love that one, Tabani Voko, Visible Security Solutions, and Lesejo Monaco from Sophiatown Express. Congratulations for being the finalists. And our category winner for the Best Emerging Green Entrepreneur is Tabani Voko of Visible Security Solutions.
Next, to present the award for Best Startup, I will invite Mr. AJ Lalu. Mr. Lalu is a founder and managing director of Blacklight Consulting, a leading triple BEE and sustainable practice in South Africa. He is also a director of Blacklight Energy, a leading black-owned renewable energy company in South Africa.
Thank you, Mr. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I must say, when Brendan called and asked for me to be part of this awards evening, I was no hesitation whatsoever. The level of inspiration that I get as an entrepreneur from the young people and seeing their stories reminds me of this lonely journey that we've been talking about. And I think that my only bit of advice to Almond and other winners and other entrepreneurs in the room tonight is persevere. You know, there's a lot to be said about perseverance. I have the privilege and the honor this evening of presenting the Best Startup Green Entrepreneur Award. This category is an entrepreneur who, since joining the Bizcre8 program, has activated their green business and has demonstrated market traction. And the winner, I'm proud to announce, and I hope I don't make this Academy Award blups, but the category winner, I must say, is somebody that has inspired me tremendously. I looked at this young woman as she was presenting to the panel and saw something really special in her. May she follow her dreams, and may her dreams and ambitions become reality. The category winner receives 10,000 Rand as prize money, and the winner is Mapaseka Dlamini.
Good evening, everyone. It gives me a lot of pleasure to be the one to present this award, which goes to a youth entrepreneur who has demonstrated the highest level of commitment to environmental sustainability. Our winner this year has developed an amazing use for an unrecyclable waste product, namely the humble chip packet. The team from Pack It Away have taken this waste and turned it into funky stationery holders that are loved by their peers. The winners are Nicholas Levendus and Christella Neophytou. And Christella is, I believe, overseas, so she will have to have the glory a bit later.
The next award is the Best Female Green Award. You will acknowledge that this is, first of all, the business space. It's not women-friendly at the moment, and even worse, the green economy space. So the person that we're going to award, it's really somebody who has rose above lots of challenges to be where she is, and to get this award tonight is a way of recognition to say that even those who are still thinking about it, those who are still at the beginning phases on the green economy, we are saying it's doable. I am going to call upon Ms. Tasneem Mohammed, a co-founder of Think South Africa, who enabled organizational-wide innovation and creativity with a bespoke model that has been used by global brands. Ms. Tasneem.
I've been one of the Bizcre8 team members that has been privileged enough to walk the journey of mine to market with many of the entrepreneurs. So standing here with the opportunity to present this award to the best female green entrepreneur is an absolute goosebump moment for me. The best female green entrepreneur can be characterized by a female entrepreneur that's developed a green business idea operating in a predominantly male industry. Through a successful business activities, perseverance, and dedication, this entrepreneur challenges the gender stereotypes that the formal business environment presents to us. Acknowledgement of the journey that these ladies walk every single day. And this year's Best Female Green Entrepreneur Award goes to Lesejo Selawani of Renewa Creators.
It is important to position your business for success, as well as being able to access finance. Our next speaker is Kiaubaka Mahuma, who is the head of SME banking for ABSA, and he will be sharing some key entrepreneurial insights with us. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. We don't need to remind this audience about entrepreneurship because they are the lifeblood of every economy. We know that because they solve problems, they improve lifestyles, most importantly, they take risks and drive forward the economic agenda of the countries which they serve. Entrepreneurship is not easy. We understand that. There's a few things that entrepreneurs know that other normal and ordinary people don't understand. That includes they take total responsibility for the actions that they take or the actions that they fail to take. They also understand that every day they must go out and hunt and kill and eat. They also understand that no kill, no food. And I guess in the local language, we could say they understand bring and buy. So no bring, no buy. But that's the life of entrepreneurs. They always take a long-term view of things, but assess things on a short-term basis. They always believe what others find difficult to believe or to understand. They will keep on going even when everybody has given up and gone home. They are resilient and keep going even when their backs are against the wall, especially if they don't get paid for the work that they have done. When they fall, they learn. They dust themselves up, give it a go again until they win. They accept there is something called delayed gratification, which means they understand that the only thing that's instant is coffee. I've had the opportunity of being an entrepreneur. I now have a greater privilege of helping entrepreneurs access finance, access markets, and build capacity for their businesses. Sometimes when you get asked to speak as a banker, you feel like you are an endangered species. Because somebody's always going to say, where's the money? So hopefully today you will learn a few things that you will take into your business. As you build your business, always think about the next people who will invest. Often we find people who come to banks with expenses that exceed income and then they say, fund us. But there's no affordability there. So there is no way you can fund a business like that. And because most entrepreneurs, they get their living from the business, when we assess affordability, we assess the business and we assess you. Because we know what actually happens is, should you run out of cash, children need school fees, the first place you're going to get it is in the business. So that's why we have to look at you as the entrepreneur and look at your business and see if there is affordability. The reality is, if you couldn't handle 1,000 rands, you will do worse with 1,000,000 rands. The best predictor of future performance is past behavior. So the way somebody has behaved in the past with how they've handled money, their money or the money of the business, is the way we can expect them to handle the borrowed money that they're going to get or the investment of somebody else. The great King Solomon said, it is better to have a good reputation than have great riches. So your name is everything. Well, the reality is, if you're not going to deliver, you're not going to get paid. If you're not going to get paid, you cannot service your debts, or you can't give the investors their returns. So you got to spend time looking at your ability to deliver. G stands for governance. Nobody wants to lend money to any business or any institution that cannot tell the difference between personal account and business account. I know it's quite a common thing for many entrepreneurs when they short school fees, they take the business account, the money from the business account. And then they do what they do. You've got to pay attention to your governance. Are you registered for all the taxes that you're supposed to register for? Are you following the legislation in your industry? Are you making a separation between your personal and business account? If you do those things, there may be other things, but the 7 things that I have shared with you will probably position you to access finance better. Or let me start again. A means affordability, B means behavioral traits, C means certainty of cash flows, D means delivery capacity, E means expertise and experience, F means formal support programs, G talks to governance. If you always keep that framework and as you do your business plan, you try to address those things, your chances of raising finance will be improved. I would also like, as my last point in conclusion, to congratulate those who have received the prizes. If you haven't received the prize, it doesn't mean that you haven't won. I am reminded of a story of an entrepreneur who failed 3 times before he built one of the biggest businesses in the world. One man who had just failed once went to him and said, "Sir, I have a problem. Can you help me?" And he said, "I have so many problems." And he said to him, "Do you want me to get rid of your problems?" And he said, "Yes, sir." He says, "I have just gone past the place and I've seen people who don't have problems." He says, "Take me there." He says, "Do you want to go there?" And then he said, "Yes." He says, "It's the cemetery. Only people in the graveyards don't have problems." And then he said to him, "Listen." He says, "But I failed, I'm so down and I'm so out." He said, "Then you must be very happy, because for you, there's only one way, and it's up." Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the minute, second, hour we've been waiting for, where the Bizcre8 Entrepreneur of the Year award is going to be given. And for this one, I would like to invite Mr. Clive Beeston and his wife, Nicola, and also Mr. AJ to join them on stage to do the honors.
In this last year, I have witnessed personally the growth of Elmond and how he's developed his business and himself with great confidence. This evening I sat next to him and shared quite a few stories with him and learned from him. So I think this award is more than just the cash prize that it represents. I think it's the opportunity and the ability to take with you self-belief, belief that others have bestowed upon you. And I think that's the beauty of this award in particular. As a judge, myself and Sandra and others had tremendous difficulty in choosing the ultimate winner. It was an extremely tight race. And I want to say to the 3 category winners that in my view, if I could, I would award all of you this award, because I think you all are deserving. So, without further ado, the Bizcre8 Green Entrepreneur of the Year Award. The winner is selected out of the 3 category winners. This entrepreneur is somebody who demonstrates a range of values and commitments to ethical practice. These includes conducting business with others in a manner which inspires trust, balancing short-term gains and long-term needs, has an awareness of his or her interdependence with others, and has developed a business model that embodies the core Bizcre8 pillars of people, planet, profit. Our 3 finalists under each categories are as follows. Tabani Voko from Visible Security Solutions, Mapaseka Dlamini from Green Sky Farming, and Nesejo Selwane from Rewana Creation. The grand prize this evening is a cash prize of 15,000 Rand. And the winner of this year's Entrepreneur of the Year Award is Tabani Voko from Visible Security Solutions. And his partners. If I could just say a few words about Tabani. Thanks, Ralph. My advice to Tabani and his colleagues and his partners, persevere. Last year you weren't a winner, but this year you certainly are. Thank you.
Thank you to all of you for such a splendid, positive, and hopeful evening. I hope you will all come back again before next year and connect with our team and to keep creating and expanding possibilities for future together. In this lovely building that we are all in Trevor's memory, we are gathered as an amazing combination this evening. People from different sectors, the private sector, entrepreneurs, investors, CSI leaders, guests from civil society, faith groups, our supporters from near and far. It looks a little like South Africa's future, the future that we want, where we are happily together in one space. So we thank you for your commitments to young people, and we hope to this small place here in historic Sophiatown, which has been steadily building with young people so that they can become future leaders, company owners, environmental warriors, and parents and role models for the next generation. We hope that we can continue to depend upon your support, both in terms of physically being here, but also if you've got something in your pocket that you can share with us, we will help that. We'll appreciate that as well. We wish to say thank you again to Clive and Nicola for making this possible. As we want to prepare to go home, I wanted to reflect just briefly, very briefly, on our past. I think it's Weremo Parker, a Maori scholar, who said, "Those who know their past are best able to shape their future. For without reference to our beginnings, we will struggle to find a secure footing from which we can develop a sustainable future together." The mission of Trevor Huddleston Center is here now. We have 3 pillars as to how we deliver our mission. And our mission, of course, is the path we choose to make progress towards the vision that we hold. Here is our vision. Take a moment to read it. And then notice that alongside that vision, we've depicted just 4 people from our past who inspire us by their lives. Of course, needless to say, we are taking 2018 as this special year to remind us, to remember the role model of the former President Nelson Mandela, but we also recall other legacies relevant to us here in this center and relevant to us as a country. Of course, there's the legacy of Father Huddleston, his compassion for others, his creativity, his energy for justice, and especially racial justice, and the particular ways in which he put himself at risk in that situation under apartheid. We must not forget that. We think, of course, of our Tambo, who worked with Father Huddleston in exile for over 30 years, and our wife, Adelaide, who ensured that the issue of apartheid remained on the international agenda until it was defeated. Let us recall especially the recent passing of our brother, son of the soil, Brayu Masikela, who received his first trumpet from Father Huddleston. Thank you for those who moved, and even if you moved just in the recent past and felt in your pocket, for those who felt moved to create their version of those instruments, a grant for a startup, a supply chain agreement, a business loan, a job, a venue hiring in this building, a walking tour, all of those contribute to our capability to contribute to the well-building of young people. We look forward to seeing you soon, and also to seeing you often, and seeing you with your gifts and investments in our work, and as I said, in any way that is possible. And so we say good night. Boroko, Tamaya Sintle, Ambagashle, Tamaya Sintle, travel safely home.
Never let it get me now. Got you crazy.